The very first Parsha of the Torah is Bereshit, usually translated as in the beginning. It's our creation story. There are many verses about Eden, Adam, the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and the creation of woman. The last line of chapter 2, right before the well-known big sin, reads, "The two of them were naked, the man and his wife, yet they felt no shame." Now, anyone familiar with how the story goes knows that shame is going to play a starring role. So what is shame? A quick Google search yields a painful feeling of humiliation or distress caused by the consciousness of wrong or foolish behavior. Let's keep this in mind as we look at what happens next. The serpent tells Eve that eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil will open her eyes. She sees that the tree was good for eating and a delight to the eyes. Adam and Eve eat the forbidden fruit. Their eyes are opened and they see that they are naked. Sew together some fig leaves and cover up. What changed? Now they have shame of their nakedness. What is the language telling us about shame? That it is all about appearances. When their eyes were opened, they experienced shame. Contrast this with what happens immediately after. God shows up, but God's not looking for Adam and Eve, rather calling to them. They don't see God, but they hear God. They heard the sound of God moving about in the garden at a breezy time of day, and the man and his wife hid from God among the trees of the garden. God called out to the man and said to him, "Where are you?" Adam replied, "I heard the sound of you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid." You can't hide from a voice. Hiding means trying not to be seen. It's an intuitive response to feeling shame. God wanted more from us, to hear and listen in spite of what we see. No wonder the most famous prayer in Judaism is Shema Yisrael, listen Israel. Bereshit is trying to teach us that we aren't supposed to follow our eyes, concerning ourselves with appearances. We are supposed to follow our ears, to become active listeners, and to hear and heed our conscience and our God.